Hi guys, it's Lana, and as you know, this is the Second Breakfast Club. So really quickly, I want to do an introduction to this series I'm about to do with my dad. I'm going to slap this at the beginning of every video in the series, so if you've already seen it, feel free to skip ahead. If not, please listen, just to help kind of clarify what we're going to be doing here. So as a lot of you know, Bangtan universe is basically solved at this point. There are webtoons coming out, there's novels coming out. The purpose of this series is not to solve the story. I'm not going to be telling my dad anything that won't help understand basic symbolisms. Like I'll tell him what the Demian book is when we get into the Wings short films because that's, important. But I'm not going into deep theories. He's probably not going to get deep into every individual character or anything. I just wanted to see what this story looks like to fresh eyes, like eyes that have really never followed BTS or studied BTS, eyes that know mostly like literary symbolism and artistic composition, and just get his fresh, honest take on this. So with that in mind, I just want to make sure that when you leave comments or talk about this video that you consider what the actual goal is. I know in the past when we've done similar things, we've gotten feedback like, oh, you didn't talk about this book or you didn't talk about this thing. That's not the point here. The point is just fresh eyes. So don't go into this expecting anything intense. If you want more in-depth stuff, you can watch my actual theory videos. Although again, it's pretty much solved at this point, which is why I'm still unsure if we're even going to do the highlight reels and beyond, because that's on the webtoon. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this series, and I hope that it gives you a fresh perspective on things. It certainly was nice for me to go back and experiencing things for the first time almost again. It's really lovely. So enjoy and have fun. Okay guys, so now we're heading to the 6th short film. We're almost done, which is kind of sad. This has been a fun ride. So just 2 more short films, 6 and 7. So this is Mama, and this is, oh, before we get into it, this is my dog. She's under the blanket sleeping. If you've been watching this in order, you've seen her get more and more tired. So if Curious George starts wiggling, it's a dog. It's not like a ghost.
And if I'm not sitting forward, it's because the dog is
on
like
my
half
arm. On you. Yeah. So she wants to cuddle and she's tired, so that's what that is. But this video, so this is J-Hope's video, which actually we're filming on his birthday. By the time this releases, it's way past his birthday, but it's his birthday now, so happy birthday, J-Hope. So he's the one with the pill addiction. From the beginning. He's the one who passes out on the bridge. I think he died on the bridge, but it's up in the air. And he was also the one actively in the hospital in the past scenes. Like he's the one in the bed. He's the one who keeps passing out, stuff like that. Okay. So his symbolism is very obviously pills, constantly. This video is actually the spawn of a few future symbols for him, but at this point, you're nowhere near that in the story.
Right.
But so by this time, basically it's pills and collapsing. He faints a lot, and originally that's attributed to them saying he has narcolepsy behind the scenes, but. It could be true, but I personally think that's how they got around Korean censorship to say he has a drug problem. So, but that's still that thing, that kind of losing consciousness and pill addiction.
Right.
So, this is called Mama, and we're going to get on into this.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, and his friend Link is Jimin. They were both in the hospital together. They both, I don't know if that comes into play here.
With a face that resembled her son's, timeless, ageless, and full of inner strength, the beautiful woman smiled with dignity. Her gaze was fulfillment, her greeting a homecoming. Silently, I stretched my hands out to her.
Martini glass again.
It is. But it's not a toe went into it. Don't know if it means anything, but I just noticed that. Oh, hey, your Eva came back. Alright.
Okay.
This isn't what you think of when you hear the word mama, to me at least.
Well, the two symbols that merged,
Mm-hmm.
okay, was his mother, Eva, and the slash.
Yeah.
The
dad.
hatred.
Mm-hmm. You're the first person I've heard of compare the circles, all the circles this way, and it makes so much sense. It really excites me.
Okay. And you notice that with the Eva and the slash, it doesn't stay that way. The colors run.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, it indicates the reason why he got the drug addiction, to try to deal with the problems he had with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And try to run away from it. The colors of the pills became the colors all on the walls that became the stickiness. But then he looks outside and he sees this beautiful outside. But when he opens up his box, he realizes it's an all illusion.
Mm-hmm.
There is no outside. There's just an image of what he thought would be outside. Mm-hmm. And it's the same image that's shown up in several other videos.
Yeah.
Where they have this vision of what nature and wonderfulness is, and it's all just an illusion of painting.
Mm-hmm.
So with him, he's trying to escape the fact that he has this deep love and need for the mother that really wasn't a mother to him.
Yeah.
That's the symbolism I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And that now, and you notice it at 1 o'clock, it all came in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just him. He's been fed these pills. Mm-hmm. He was given them as a way to try to keep him down too.
Yeah.
So it's not just him choosing it, even though it was in a martini glass again as a recreational at first.
Yeah.
Now it's a drug rehab type thing. And he's feeling restricted by that. But he's still torn apart because of his mother. He doesn't know how to deal with her.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting in everything you just said is you don't know the future of this story. And at this point, this was the first mention of his mother, but in the story, he's abandoned by his mother as a child. She takes him to an amusement park when he's 5, tells him they're going to play hide and seek, and to cover his eyes, and when he opens his eyes, she's gone. And that's what the Snickers bar is. She left him with a Snickers bar. Mm-hmm. So I find it really powerful.
Yeah, I recalled that Snickers bar thing from before.
Because you saw Fake Love.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool that you caught that up. Like, I never made that connection with Eva bleeding into the cut, but it makes perfect sense in both the story and the imagery.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
You're good.
Yeah, you nailed it on the head. The only thing I would mention here is something that most people don't notice because they don't go through these things frame by frame like I do. The doctor's report that you see for a split second, it says his diagnosis is Munchausen syndrome, which means he's faking being sick for sympathy. And some people interpret that as, oh, he's faking it to get pills.
Mm-hmm.
But some people also interpret it as, like you were saying, with being medicated to make him deal, that they're writing him off. You know, what's going on with him is fake.
Mm-hmm. Or he's really hurting inside and people aren't believing that he's hurting
that's
inside.
what I mean, yeah. So there's a lot of interpretations there. It was just an element I always found interesting that most people don't catch.
Well, the doctors who over-prescribe him drugs aren't the people he should be trusting, and it's the people he doesn't trust who are thinking that he's faking it.
Yeah. So good.
Okay.
And, you know, we mentioned this in Stigma, but when you're thinking, like, oh, if I was the parent, like, I'd have this shock moment. His song that actually attaches to this is an appreciation song for his mom. It's actually a really beautiful song that has nothing to do with the video, but I'm kind of like, oh, that's tied to Mama.
Yeah. I know when I write a lot of lyrics, especially when I wrote some of the first ones, like The Separation.
Yeah.
People were...
He writes songs, guys.
People were talking to me about how hard it was for me to lose my wife that way.
Yeah.
When she never died. It just,
right?
I was trying to take the song written by the composer and imagine myself in that position.
Exactly.
And so I'm sure there are a lot of songs that they're doing the same way.
Yes.
Where they're trying to imagine themselves in a position they may not actually fully be in.
Yes.
But which they can empathize with so strongly.
Because, like, you, obviously your wife's not dead, but you've had loss before, or you've had a broken heart before.
Or I can imagine some things. There are a lot of things. If I'm writing lyrics to a space odyssey type thing where people are going along on a long, long trip that they'll never get to see the end of.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I don't know anyone who's been there, but I can imagine in my mind what types of things I'd feel. And a lot of these songs might be similar to that. So I'm not sure how much is real, how much is imagined, and how much is them trying to get something hidden inside out somehow.
And to me, that's real music, right? Like, I think it's important that they don't tell us exactly what's real, what's not, whatever, because it's a privacy issue, but two, you can feel a feeling and interpret a situation one way. You don't necessarily want to say how you interpreted it or whatever, because it might not be true for other people, or you don't want to hurt people's feelings, or you don't, or just you thought one day, oh, what if this had happened to me? And you know a lot of people that this has happened to, and you want to write about it. There's a lot of reasons to do things.
It's just like sketching art.
Yeah.
You don't put in every single detail because you want the person to fit in their little bits of the detail themselves. Because
it means something to them.
Yeah, so that they'll feel that connection. Because once you make it too detailed, it's not them anymore.
Yes.
But if you make it in relatively general, they can apply it to themselves and fill in the details themselves.
And you can relate.
Right.
And that's how you and I could hear the same song and interpret it completely differently because we have different lives. Mm-hmm. But the song acts as a conduit to feeling.
Right.
So, guys, these are so fun. This series is so fun. All right, so we're heading on to the last short film. We're going to do Awake next. I'm going to keep reminding you. You can see it on the Patreon if you're watching it on the YouTube, because Patreon's 1 week ahead. Or you can just stick with us and watch Awake next week. We're happy for whatever you decide to do. We're just happy that you're supporting. So, until next time.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, she's not awake enough for you to
lift
her paw again.
Yet.
Also, like, comment, subscribe to both of us. Bye.